Okay, it has been a freaking minute since I did a YouTube video, so this feels so odd, but I just had like a whole bunch of time off after I found out I was pregnant. I just didn't feel like filming, and I wasn't going to push anything that I didn't want to do, to be honest, so I just hadn't, and I kind of felt like today I wanted to get back into it and chat to you about how I've been going. I am currently 18 weeks. And that is so crazy because I feel like the first trimester was so slow, and now the second trimester is starting to really like go by pretty fast week by week. But I'll give you a quick bump update before I get into what this whole video is about. Yeah, there you go. So this is me at 18 weeks, and I do feel the kicks and the movements, which is honestly so fun and like just the best part ever. But that's not what this video is about. This video is going to be about the symptoms that I had in the like 2-week wait before finding out that I was pregnant. So before I took the test, these were my symptoms that made me think I was pregnant, and that ended up being true. So I've written them down when I was going through it on my notes, and I've got a few. So first of all, one of the biggest signs that I had was gagging. Like, it was so odd. I would just gag at nothing. So usually, like, as a non-pregnant person, I would only gag if there was like, because I have quite a sensitive stomach, so I would gag at like, you know, stuff that smelt really bad, or like something had to really set me off for me to gag. But when I was in that 2-week wait, I was just gagging like at nothing, and I thought that is so odd, like something's going on. Like, I would go out for cafe and I have something to eat and I just feel sick, and then I come home and I just start gagging, and it was just so weird. So the gagging was definitely something where I was like, this is odd for me, but not sure, don't know. But it ended up being a huge symptom for me throughout my entire first trimester was gagging, and you know, being nauseous as well. But the gagging was the thing that set me off. Like, I even sent messages to John being like, I'm gagging, like this is really odd, like at nothing. So that was the first one. By the way, we're going a little bit TMI, so if you don't want to know these things about me, please just click off. But I felt like I had a lot of phlegm. Like, I just felt like something was sitting here the whole time, and I think that's why I was gagging a lot too. Like, it just felt like there was something in the bottom of my throat. It just felt like phlegm, but I didn't have any phlegm. Like, it was really weird. Yeah, just a weird one, but I felt like lots of phlegm. Another one is, obviously during the 2-week wait, you're usually in your luteal phase, and for me, when I'm in my luteal phase, I'm not energetic. I'm like in an mood. Like, I'm not happy. Not that I'm not happy, but I notice a difference in my mood shifts when I'm going through my luteal, and I know the energy that I'm in when I'm in my luteal phase. And during the 2-week wait, I was energetic and happy, which is unusual for me to feel in my luteal phase. Like, I was getting lots of work done. I felt super productive. When I know in my luteal phase, usually I'll have shorter days, watch movies, that kind of thing. But I felt up to doing those things, and I was moving, working out. Like, I just felt overall not how I usually feel in my luteal phase. So that was kind of a little alarm bell for me. Next was, of course, sore boobs and sensitive nipples. I do get sore boobs when I get my period. That's a normal symptom for me. So for me, I was kind of like on the fence about this one, because that again is normal for me. The only thing that made me question if it was different was that my nipples were sensitive. So usually it's just like the soreness of the breast tissue for me, not the nipple. But this time it was like sensitivity around the nipple, and also really, really sore boobs. I was like, I don't know if this is just like my period coming, or if this is something to do with pregnancy, but it ended up being about pregnancy. I'm just going to quickly fire some off. Sore back. This might be TMI as well, but I was farting just like more than usual. Like, I made a note of it, so I must have been a little bit more than usual. The last like internal, like actual bodily symptom for me was cramps. So I would have like when I was waiting in the 2-week wait, I just had like mild cramps, like nothing crazy, and I was like, this is odd. Like I never, yeah, just like during the wait it was kind of like, I don't know. And then the night before we did the test, during the night, like during sleeping, I had the worst cramps, and I really thought that my period was coming or was here, because sometimes that can happen. Like I'll get cramps during the night and then I'll wake up and I do have my period and that's it. So I was like, yeah, it was painful. Like it was like pain, sore cramps like I would on my period the first couple of days. And I guess now that was the implantation, but they were just like sore period cramps for me. And so I got up, you know, in the middle of the night just to check if my period had come, and nothing had come, which really was kind of, again, alarm bells for me, because I don't get cramps without having my period. So I was like, oh, that's odd. And then that's how I kind of knew. Then quickly getting into some mental, spiritual things as well. That same night as well, the night before we were about to take the test, when I was getting the cramping, that night when I was sleeping, I was having very vivid dreams that I was pregnant, that my pregnancy test was going to say positive. Yeah, I just remember having crazy dreams that it was a positive test. And then the other thing, spiritual wise, that sort of set me off was, I won't go into too much detail because it's kind of personal to John and I's story, but I'll kind of go into it a little bit. But basically in the 2-week wait, I was asking the universe to show me a specific sign, and I was trying to look for that sign. Honestly, in the last 2 weeks, I was, you know, going on walks to see this certain sign. I was trying, you know, just looking, and nothing came about. And then the night before we were about to take the test, we were watching TV, and my sign appeared on the TV on a specific episode, like a random show, specific season episode that we were watching. Crazy, I don't know, like it's just weird that episode was the one that we were watching, and this sign popped up on the TV screen. And at that point I hadn't told John that I had asked for this sign, that I wanted to see this sign, but basically I said to the universe, if I am pregnant, show me this, and it showed me it loud and clear. And so honestly, I kind of from there thought I was pregnant. And I guess just like there's a like overall sense of knowing. I don't know how else to explain it. It's just kind of like intuition, and then those little things that had showed me the signs that was confirming basically how I was feeling. So yeah, they were the symptoms that I had before I took the test. And if you have any of the same symptoms, maybe this will help you out, put your mind a little bit more at ease. I know that the conceiving journey can be a really hard and tough one, and I fully put my whole heart and soul and give all my love to everyone that is struggling with that. I know it is a very touchy subject, so I just want to be mindful of that as well, and just say a quick few words about that too. So anyway, I am excited to start bringing you guys along more onto my journey. I've been filming all the bump dates, and I've been making notes and all the things so I can share with you eventually when I get the camera out. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.